Hey guys, David here. So I want to take you through how I do a de-winterizing process. First things first, hook up water, or you can fill up the fresh tank. Either way is just fine. So let's just get right to the process. We'll start inside. Basically, it's just opening everything until we can get all the pink stuff out of the system. And if you have a regular water heater, afterwards you can go to the water heater and go ahead and change the settings behind it, the valve, so that it's not bypassed anymore. So let's get right to it. All right, so here we are inside. This is our first faucet here that we have in the kitchen area. So basically, like I said, just open up cold until it comes up clear, then hot till it comes up clear. If you do it the other way, first hot then cold, that's fine. You just want to make sure you empty out both lines. And we already have it coming clear because this is a small unit, so it'll be super quick. The only reason this is taking a little longer is because it's going from the hot line, it's going through the cold PEX all the way to the water heater, which is behind me in the corner, and then that PEX comes all the way back. So that's why we will have a little more pink coming out of the hot in this faucet, because this is the furthest point away from the water heater. There we go, it's already clear. Back to cold, still clear. We're done here. We don't have to worry about P-traps as you do when you're winterizing. De-winterizing, it's not a big deal because that's all part of the drain. So we are completely fine. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so here we are in the bathroom. It's a little dark, but it's the same process. Cold. It's already coming out clear. There we go. And hot. There we go. Toilet. Nice. And we have our shower here. But what I'll do is disconnect this because there's a few things hanging in the shower, so we will let the pink stuff just come straight out. And I'll just disconnect this to make sure there's nothing in that line. You just want to be careful. There should be a rubber washer, which in this case, there is not. But it's okay. Open up cold. That's already clear. Open up hot. It's already clear. I can even open this just to let water out that little hole that goes to the hose. Yep, we are good. So let me hook this back up. Let me just clean this up. You don't have to clean up, I just like to clean up so there's no pink stuff when the customers get ready to go camping. Alright, so in this case, now that we have everything drained out, the only thing I like is a low point drain. I'll go out there and make sure we have that protected. I'll also turn on the pump just a second, flush anything out. But what I'm going to do now is open up the water heater. So you see this is perpendicular from that water line, which means it's cut off. This one is in line with the PEX, which means water's going through. So that's why the cold water right now is coming through here and going out the hot. It's not going into the tank because we have a check valve, so water only goes in one direction. And here it's cut off, so it's not filling up the tank. That's where you pull the plug when you're winterizing to empty out the tank, and you bypass it so that your antifreeze is only in the PEX and not inside your tank. If not, you'll be using up anywhere from 6 gallons to 12 gallons of antifreeze just to fill up the water heater. So to not do that, you just bypass it. The tanks are made to hold a little bit of water when you pull the plug on it. So now that we've got everything empty, there's no more pink stuff in the lines, I'll go ahead and open this up so that we can start filling up the water heater. So we open this and we close this. One thing to keep in mind when de-winterizing, make sure you do close the bypass. If not, cold water is going to be mixing with the hot water and you're going to have lukewarm water at your faucets. I've been getting a lot of calls lately, people that are out camping and they don't have hot water. And to not go all the way out there just to tell them, just to change a valve myself, I just explain over the phone. I have them send me a picture and I tell them which ones to open and close. And that saved, so far, we're just starting this camping season. So far, probably 5 calls where people haven't changed this valve here. So water was mixing with the hot, or they had another valve here just like that and it was shut off and not letting the hot water out. So this was kicking on and heating up water, it just wasn't getting to the faucets because of those valves. So make sure you pay attention to all of that. So right now we have the bypass closed because this is perpendicular from the pipes, and this one's open so water's coming in and water can come out. And then let me take you to the outside because I want to show you a good practice with water heaters. Alright, when filling up water heaters, a good practice is to keep this open to get all the air out so that you don't have, let me go back. As this is filling up, of course, it's compressing this whole empty space with air. And that builds up a lot of pressure, and then you'll have this little valve here, the PT valve, pressure temperature valve, or relief valve, is going to start dripping constantly because there's too much pressure. So a good practice is you keep this open so that the tank can start filling up, and as soon as it starts dripping, that's when you close it. That way you only compress that much air, and that'll help the system not leak. So we'll just leave it open, and once it starts dripping, we can close it. But let's go on to the low point drains. We'll keep this going. I'll come back and close it because a little bit of water on the floor won't hurt anything. All right, here's our low point drains. I can hear the water heater already dripping over there. We'll close it in a second, but I'll just open it a little bit, just barely, just to get the little bit of pink out. That's it. Now everything's empty. Let me go close that water heater and we're done. All right. There we go. So it'll compress that much air and it won't keep dripping. Most of the time people think they have to change this relief valve, and no, it's just relieving some of the pressure because it has so much when it's compressing that much air, filling it up with water. So keep that in mind and that'll take care of that drip. Well, alright guys, that's it. So that's a quick video just showing you how to do that. If you had a washer, you just want to turn on a load with the water settings on medium, or it's not hot, not cold, just in the middle. That way it opens up both the hot and cold valves and lets water through and pulls any pink stuff out. So you just let it run a few minutes. You'll see the drum filling up with some of that pink stuff, and then it starts getting a little more transparent because water's mixing, and that's good. You can shut it off and the drain will pull it all out. And if you have fridges, that's where it gets a little more tricky. There are ways to jump the system depending on the type of fridge so that you can actuate the little pump, the water going to the ice maker, and you just want to run the system, let the relay stay open until you see water coming out and clearing out all that pink stuff out. But for other RVs, it's just as simple as that. So I hope y'all have a good day.